Hello all, welcome to Salesforce Basic session. This is our second day. If you have not yet watched the first series, please watch it. I have provided the link in the description section. So let's begin with today's session. Today we'll learn about how we can create a user, what is profile, permission set, role and queue, and what is group. So in my first series, I have told you how you get your developer edition. Now, if you want that your friend also learns Salesforce in the same org, then you create a login for your friend in the same org that you have created. How you can do that? Don't worry, it's too simple. Create a user like the way I show you, and you will able to get a user credential for your friend and you can start working together in a same developer org. Let's get started. So I have already logged in into Salesforce and I am in the setup page. How to navigate to setup page? Just click on gear icon and you get a setup here. Just click on that. You will be on the setup page. Now from quick find box, type user. Once you type user or inside the administrator user section, you will get user. So once you get this user option, this one, you can click on that user and you will land to a page like this where if there is any user created, you will able to see all the list of the user that is already created. Click on new user and you will land to a page like this. Provide all the details like first name, last name, alias, whichever is required. You must fill that up. Required field will be marked as red with the red link like this. Okay, so in this user section, the main thing is you need to provide a valid email ID to get a email into your mailbox, and the username should be unique in your org. The next important thing is user license. To use Salesforce standard object, most of the standard object and all the feature, if you want that most of the feature you want to provide access to user, then you can select Salesforce, a user license as a Salesforce. There are different type of user license, and depending upon user license, you will get different functionality in Salesforce. So for now, we will just click on Salesforce and depend upon your user creation, your profile also get selected. Means you will get a list of profile depending upon your user selection. This is a dependent pick list with user license. So as of now, we will provide standard user and you need to select a role. It's not mandatory, but it's better to select a role. What is the use of profile and role? We will come into this later on. So just select a profile, select a role, and we have selected standard user profile. Now you can change the time zone, local as well, and need to check this generate new password and notify user immediately. This should be checked so that your friend will get a notification immediately, and click on save. Once you click on save, bingo, you will get the user created for your friend, and you can share the user credential or he will get the email in his mail also. So that is how we create a user in Salesforce. Isn't it so simple? Yes, it's so simple. So once we created a user, now later on we decide that no, this user should not be use this org anymore, and we don't want to use this user to be use this org anymore. So what we can do that one, because in Salesforce we can't delete a user. Please keep in mind that one, that we can't delete a user in our Salesforce org. So what is the option then? The option is once we create a user, this active checkbox is automatically activated. And when we click on save and get the user details, we get a edit option also. At that time, this active checkbox is by default enable for you. Means this will be enabled for you. As per when we create a new user, this active checkbox is read only, but when you edit an user, that will be edited for you. Like if we try with this user security or integration user. So if we click on edit, you'll able to see this checkbox is enable, and we can check or uncheck depend upon our criteria. We can do that one. So you just uncheck this one and click on save. Then this user will not be able to log in into Salesforce and will not able to do anything in your org. And also, if you want that, no, I don't want to deactivate this user, just I want that this user should not be able to log in into my org, but you want to use that user in your custom hierarchy field and all, then you just don't need to deactivate that user. You just click on freeze and that user will not able to log in into Salesforce, but you can use that user in your custom hierarchy field. So the basic difference between inactive and freeze is this one. And the second one is if you click on freeze, then it will not free up your user license because user license is expensive and you want to use it for a proper user. So freeze will not unlock the user license. But if you deactivate a user, then it will free up the user license for you and you can use that license for another any new user. So please keep this in mind when you decide to freeze or when to do deactivate. So that is all related to user. Now in user, we get two more powerful things. That is one is profile and another one is role. So what is profile? Profile defines how user access objects, what permission they have, and what they can do within the application, within the Salesforce org. So we have two different type of profile. One is standard profile, one is custom profile. Standard profile is that profile that is provided by Salesforce and we can edit only limited number of settings. And custom profile is the profile that Salesforce that we can create for our business requirement as per our business requirement, and we can edit all the settings within that custom one. So how to understand which profile is standard profile and which is custom profile? You can see a custom field there, and if that is checked, those are custom profile, and those which are not checked, that is standard profile. Okay, so how we can create a custom profile? You can click on new profile and you can create a custom profile, or else what you can do, you can just open any standard profile. You just click on any standard profile and there is a button called clone. You just hit on clone and you just provide a profile name and save it, and later on whatever permission you want to give to that particular profile, you just edit all the settings and done. You get your custom profile created. So that is how we generally you clone a standard profile and create a custom profile. Now if we click on new profile, then also we will able to do that one. In case of new profile, we need to select what type of license we want, like Salesforce or Chatterfree, or what type of profile we want. Suppose we have selected this analytic cloud integration user, so that's why the user license is this one. So if we change it to standard, then the user license will change to Salesforce. So depending upon the profile that you have selected, the user license will be changed, and you just provide your profile name and click on save. Your custom profile has been created. So in this two way, we can create a custom profile. So once we created a custom profile, then what next? Next is we need to edit some permission within that custom profile. How to edit that permission? You just click on this profile or click on edit option, and you will get, and you can able to edit whatever you want from here. Just click on cancel, and you will get all the details of that custom profile. To view what is present on that custom profile, just click on the name of that profile and you will able to view all the details related to that profile, and which user has been attached with that custom profile. If you want to see that one, click on view user. So some of you may not able to see this page, this layout of profile. You will able to see some other UI of profile. So how to control that one? Suppose currently I am able to see this type of UI for my profile, but if I want to change it to some other view, then I need to navigate to user management settings. User management, just type user management setting on this quick find box and you will get user management settings. From here, enhance profile user. So if we enable that one, okay, we have enabled that one. Now we will navigate to our profile section. We navigate to our profile section. How to navigate? Just type profile in the quick find box and you will get the profile. Click on profile. Now if you view the details of the profile, it looks different because we have enabled this enhanced profile user interface. So if I click on any of them, then I will see a different UI like this. So the UI has been changed, and in this one you can just type here any object name like account. You can type and you will get the account object settings. This way also you can able to change or edit your profile. So whichever UI is suitable for you, is best for you, please change that as per your choice from user management settings from here. Okay, so now let's move on to our next topic, that is permission set. So permission set is a collection of settings and permission that give user access to various tool and function. The same setting that is present in permission set is also present in profile. So whatever permission or whatever settings we get in permission set, we get the same type of or more than that in our profile. Then why we need permission set? It seems confused, or you are getting confused on that one, but don't worry. Let me give you an example so that it will be clear for you all. Suppose as per our requirement, we have 100 sales representative in our system, and we have assigned a custom profile called sales representative to all of those 100 users. Now, on that particular sales representative profile, we have read, create, edit, or lead object. So We navigate to lead object, and here we can provide create, edit, read on our lead. So we have provide create, edit, lead, suppose in our custom sales representative profile. So it's done. Now two of the user, Rob and Bob, they want delete access as well. So how can you do that one? If you give delete on this profile, on this custom profile, then all the 100 user will get access, delete access on lead object. But we don't want that one. We want only Rob and Bob should have access, should have delete access on lead object. How can we do that one? Do we have to create a new profile? No, that's not a good idea. So what we can do, we can create a permission set for them. And within that permission set, we can only provide delete access, and we can assign that permission set to Rob and Bob. And please keep in mind that we can only assign a single profile to a user, but we can assign multiple permission set to a user. So how to navigate to a permission set? In the quick find box, type permission and click on permission set. Once you click on permission set, you will get all the permission set that is present on your system. By default, you will able to see some of the permission set is already present in your system. So for us, we want to create a new permission set and we want to give lead access, lead object delete permission. So we just click on new and we just provide lead delete permission set. Okay. And we choose a license called Salesforce license. And we click on save. So we created a new permission set. Now once we created a new permission set, what we need to do? We need to provide delete access on lead. So let's navigate to lead object, object settings, and there click on edit. Just provide delete access. So once you click on delete access, it will automatically provide you edit and read access. But don't need to worry about that one because we need to provide delete access to that user. So we just provide the delete access. We click on save and our work is done to create a permission set. Now we need to assign this permission set to a particular user. So what we can do, we can click on manage assignment and we can add assignment. And you can assign any user. Suppose I want to provide this user. So I can click on this user and click on assign. So you will get permission set lead delete permission set was okay. Its user license does not match. So you need to keep on mind that user license must match as the user license is analytic cloud integration user, but the permission set that we have created is of Salesforce user. So that's why we can't assign this permission set to this type of user license. We need to select a Salesforce type of user license. So what we can do, we can add assignment. So system admin is a Salesforce. We know that it's a Salesforce user license. So we can click on assign and bingo. Permission set lead delete permission set has been assigned to one user. Done. So that is how we can assign we can create and assign a permission set to a particular user. Hope now you will be able to understand the difference between profile and permission set, and when we want to use profile and when we want to use permission set. When there is a large amount of user should have same type of access at that time, please create or select to use profile. But when there is a limited number of user, or the user from different profile need some common access at that time, please use permission set. Now coming to our next topic, that is role. What is role and why we require that one? So Salesforce offers a user role hierarchy that you can use with sharing setting to determine the level of access that user have to your Salesforce org data. User at any role can view, edit, and report on data that's owned by or shared with user below them in their role hierarchy. So profile is all about what access you have in a particular object in your Salesforce, or like in an account, whether you will able to delete that one, whether you have access to edit that one, or whether you will able to create access that create access on account or not. That is defined by profile. But role is all about record data. So whether the data that is created by Bob, whether Rob is able to see that or not, the data that is created by Anne, whether Maria is able to see that or not. That is all defined by our role hierarchy and sharing settings. So let's get into role hierarchy. Suppose from where we can create our role hierarchy, I will show you that one, and what is from where we can get that sharing settings, I will also show that one. But before going into that one, let's understand what is role hierarchy. So role hierarchy is mainly that in our organization, what hierarchy we follow, depending upon that, we generally create our role hierarchy as well. So suppose in our organization we have two division, that is East Sales region and West Sales region. So we divide this our role hierarchy into two regions, East and West, and within that we created sales manager, sales representative. As per our organization chart, we can create different role within the role hierarchy. So in this example, we have created three different roles. That is not three, it's actually five different roles. That is CEO, East Sales Manager, West Sales Manager, East Sales Rep, and West Sales Rep. Okay, so we have assigned the Sales Rep, Sales Manager, and CEO as per our organization chart. Now, how the record visibility depends on the role hierarchy. Suppose Bob has an access on East account A and Rob has an access on East account B. From if my organization by default is private, then Bob will not able to see the account that is owned by Rob and vice versa. But Maria is a sales manager and Bob and Rob is under Maria. So that's why Maria able to see the account owned by Bob, that is East account A, and account owned by Rob as well, that is East account B. So Maria have access on both account. Same wise, Shiv will have access on Anne's, Anne's account, but she will not have access on Rob and Bob's and Maria's account. Same, Krish will have access on all the associate that is under him. Maria, Shiv, Bob, Rob, Ann. All those account will be visible to Krish and he will able to get full access on those accounts. So that is how for a standard object our role hierarchy work. But for book is a custom object. So it depends upon us, means the system administrator or the administrator of the org, whether they will show the data of Bob to Maria or not, or Anne to Shiv or not, or whether Chris is able to see all the books that is owned by Maria, Shiv, Bob, Rob, and Anne. So there is a setting in the sharing setting called grant access via hierarchy. If it is checked, then the manager will able to see the data that is owned by their below associate, whoever is under them. But if that is unchecked, then they will not able to see the data that is owned by the associate that is under them in the role hierarchy. So that is the key point of role hierarchy. So let's go into Salesforce and check how we can do that one. In the quick find box, type role hierarchy, role, only role. Just type role and you will get the option to check the role hierarchy in Salesforce. So we have selected role and we'll get roles under user. So once we click on role, we will get a page like this. Now you can click on setup role and expand all. This is Salesforce provided role. You can just create your own, like delete that one, or you can assign a user, you can add a role, you can do whatever you want here. So like this way, I can able to set the role that is present in my org. Now sharing setting, if I type sharing in the quick find box, then I will get sharing settings. And from here I can manage what will be my OWT organization by default. As of now, my account is public read write, so I can change it to private. I can change it to private. Okay. So that is how for standard object it works. In case of standard object, you can't uncheck grant access using hierarchy. But in our series, in our first series, we have created a custom object called employee. So that is public read only. We can change it to private, as well as we can uncheck this grant access using hierarchy. We can uncheck that one. And we can save on that one. So it will take some time, and depending upon your org's data, it will take time to do all the access related changes in Salesforce org, and Salesforce will send you an email once it is completed. So that is how, using our role hierarchy and sharing setting, we can maintain the record visibility. So that is all about our role hierarchy. Now, that object, and for custom object as well, we can select a owner as a queue. Queue is nothing but a set of user working in a group. We can call it as a queue. So you can click on new button and you can create a queue. Sorry. Yes. So just type your label name, whatever you want to provide, and you can get all the available object like case, lead, order, different object will be available for your queue, and you can select that one. Suppose for case, and you can select a user. Suppose I have selected this to user and I click on save. So what will happen? What will happen once I created this queue? I can assign this queue to a case object. So if I navigate to a case object, okay, so I navigate to a case object, and from here I can change a owner of a case to that particular queue. So suppose this is one case and I want to change its owner to that particular queue. I can do that one. So this is my case owner. I can click on this icon and it will provide me queue name. So I just provide that queue name that I have just created. And I click on change owner. So the owner has been changed now to this one, and from anyone who is part of this particular queue, he or she can select this queue from the list view and assign and work on that case. So that is how we can use queue to work in a group, and whoever want to take this up can, he or she can take this up and work on that particular record. So that is how queue works. Now in case of group is also a set of user who works together, but group is not like queue, means we cannot change the owner to a group. Likewise, we have done in the queue, but in case of group, we can't do that one. But group is used for your sharing purpose, and for your like you want to share your any attachment to it's used for your sharing purpose with the group. That is how group works. So that is all related to today's session. In our next session, we will so before wrap up this session, this is our key points that we need to remember, that user can have only one profile but many permission set. Each record has an owner, and for some standard profile and all custom profile it may be queue, or for all standard profile and all custom profile it can be a user. Okay, and you cannot delete a user. So that is the key points to remember from this series, from this today's session. In our next session, we will talk about workflow process builder approval and many more. So please keep watching because we will show you many things in our next session. If you have any question related to profile role, you can post it in comment section and we will try to respond it back as soon as possible. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you.